Hey guys, DPG here, and I got one question for you. Do you think you suck? That's okay. I think I suck too, and that's why I'm so successful as a coach, because I understand what it feels like when you feel like you're not good enough, when you feel like you're not good at something, and you feel like there's no future, you'll never be able to do it. I mean, how many people do you know, and how many times have you said, I can't do this, to whatever it is, right? Well, that is often how I feel. But the difference between you and me, maybe not, is really that I generally think, well, I suck, but is there a chance I could get better, or maybe I could do this? And so I try. And I tend to try over and over and over, and I tend to tell myself, practice, 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 right? And guess what? That's exactly how I became a professional actor. I sucked so bad at acting, you can't even begin to imagine it. I could not remember one single line. Like if you put me up in front of a class, which is what I did, and they said, okay, do the scene, I literally would just stand there. I would forget what I was doing there. I have wicked ADD, so bad that honestly, half the time I walk out the door, I ask myself, what is it I'm doing? Where am I going? So I have to set up my life with a bunch of sort of markers, like the guy in Memento who had tattoos all over himself telling him where to go and what he was doing and what he was, where he was yesterday and what he had for breakfast today. That's literally my entire life. It's like that all the time. And so I decided that maybe if I just practice stuff, I can get better at it. And so with acting, I started out not being able to do it at all. I was the worst, and I felt awful about myself. And then I just kept showing up. And pretty soon I could remember lines because I would practice for eternity. I would get a scene that I had to bring to class, and I was so focused on memorization because I didn't want to forget and be stuck, and because that would just embarrass me so badly, that I just memorized. I repeated. And I started to basically do my acting as simple repetition of lines. And I would stare at the other person and I would say my lines kind of like this, but really quietly because I had no voice. I had no sense of self. And I would just say my lines like this. And I wouldn't blink and I would just talk like this. And it was really crazy because I don't even know how to say this. When we did the playback, I was looking at it going, that looks amazing. And my teacher was like, that was really good. And people would be like, you're so good. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, why is this good? Why does it look good? Even I can recognize that this looks like it's real, it's truthful, or whatever. And honestly, I've gotten away from that over the years because I started to gain confidence and started to think I did know what I was doing. And that's where I actually have run into the most problems, is where I actually think I know what I'm doing, and I try and control things because I'm like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I'll do this and then I'll do a little of that. Whereas before I was just like, what are the words I have to say? Oh, it seems to me you are done talking now, so I will talk now. And I would just say what I had to say. And honestly, if you think you suck, trust me, I've been there, done that. And having the empathy that I have makes me a great coach, because no matter how bad you think you are, I was probably worse. Like, I don't see how I could be any worse. I could do nothing. And I had no natural artistic instincts, no understanding of the artistic process. But I've done it so much now for over 20 years that I get the whole process. And now guess what? I'm actually going back to the beginning where I don't know what I'm doing. I try to just remain completely open. And that's where you get real truth, because that's what happens in life, right? You can have all the preparation in the world, all the planning in the world, and you show up somewhere to return that fan at Walmart, my favorite example of all time. And you're like, I have my receipt. I have it in the box. It's in new condition. They're going to give me my money back. And you go, hello. And that woman is having the worst day of her life. And it doesn't have to be a woman. It can be a man or a kid or whatever. But they're having the worst day of their life, which you didn't know about. And they go, get out of my face. Get out of here. No, you can't return that fan. And you're just like, okay, plan B. Just roll with it. Just try and fix this person. Try and help this person with their problems. And that's how you got to be a great actor, is just, you can have all the plan you want, but when it doesn't go the way you expected, you got to go into fixing mode. You got to dance. Dance, dance, dance. Move your body to the beat. Okay, guys, that's it. If you suck, that's okay, because you will get better if you show up. That's what I did, and now I have recurred on several TV series, and I've been in some of the biggest movies with the biggest directors and writers and producers, and it's all because I just kept showing up. Hope this helps. Talk to you soon. dpg@davidpatrickgreen.com if you're interested in finding out more.